This is Valley News Live at noon.
We have an update on the victim of last month's shooting at a Fargo restaurant. The family of 21-year-old Lucia Garcia says she has died from her injuries. In a GoFundMe post, they say she is now free of all that ever caused her pain. Garcia suffered significant brain damage due to a lack of oxygen after being gunned down inside Plaza Azteca. Her 7-month-old son, Dominique, was also wounded, but is expected to make a full recovery. The sun is still shining, but the wind is picking up in the Red River Valley. Let's go to meteorologist Lisa Green with a quick look at the weather. Lisa?
Well, good afternoon. Yes, another windy day in store for us here today, especially this afternoon. You can see a few clouds in between those sunny skies in Fargo, and there are more clouds up to the north, closer to the low that's creating this wind. So be ready for some blustery conditions up in Langdon. We've got a gust to 45 miles per hour out of the northwest now, a 39-mile-per-hour gust in Devil's Lake. Fargo now gusting to 43 miles per hour with a steady wind of 30. So it is becoming either breezy or windy depending on where you are. And this just continues as the day goes on. So be ready for that. Now we have more sunshine here on our visible satellite picture. Those dark areas where we can see no movement. There are no clouds there. And then the white spots here, those are those cloud cover areas where we're dealing with some of the clouds and even a sprinkle or two drifting in associated with that low to our north. So here's a look at our forecast today. It's a little different depending on where you are. This is a DOT cam image from Highway 2 in East Grand Forks, and the forecast for the Grand City is going to be right in those 60s. Eventually, of course, we'll see those temperatures drop as we head into tonight, and that wind is going to be an issue along with more clouds up north. More on that and what we can expect as the weekend approaches coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Lisa. We'll check back with you in a little bit. The nation has been rocked by another mass shooting, this time at a medical building in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which houses an outpatient surgery center and a breast health center. Police say a gunman carrying a rifle and a handgun killed 4 people and injured others.
We have 4 civilians that are dead. We have 1 shooter that is dead, and right now we believe that is self-inflicted.
Also died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. A mother who ran inside Robb Elementary School during last week's massacre is telling her harrowing story. She was at the school that morning for her children's graduation ceremonies before going to work. But when she heard about the shooting, she rushed back to the school to save her children.
Gunshots were still active. They were not in there. There was no one in there. If anything, when I pulled up, my car was closer to the school than where the snipers and everybody that was laying on the ground were. They could have saved me.
The school district's police chief says he is cooperating with the state investigation looking into why the chief orders kept officers from entering the classrooms where the gunman was located for 75 minutes. In the wake of the recent mass shootings across the country, House lawmakers are expected to take up legislation to ban military-style assault weapons. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will put forward the bill as soon as next week. Lawmakers are putting together several pieces of legislation aimed at firearms, including the Protecting Our Kids Act package in the House Judiciary Committee. Discussions in the Senate have centered on less restrictive gun measures, including strengthening background checks and mental health initiatives. A man is in the Devil's Lake jail after police say he stole a car with 2 kids inside. It happened Saturday evening around 5 at the Hardee's restaurant. The vehicle was left running and unlocked while the victim went into the restaurant to obtain missing items. Police arrested 32-year-old Gulid Farah of Columbus, Ohio, nearby a short time later. The children were alarmed but not hurt. Today, the Moorhead Pool kicks off its 63rd summer season. Thankfully, that pool is heated since we're still well below seasonal average for temperatures. The pool is open from 12:30 to 4:30 and then 6:30 to 8:30 for swimmers to dive in. At the end of the summer, the pool will undergo $410,000 worth of renovations. That project should take 3 to 4 weeks to complete. A mother duck and her babies waddled to safety after getting stuck in a storm drain thanks to some Grand Forks firefighters. The department posted these pictures to Facebook saying, "Not every call we get is the same. Sometimes we're putting out a fire, other times we're saving a family of ducks from a storm drain." 4 days of parties and parades begin today in London, celebrating Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee as she makes her record-breaking 70th year on the British throne. The closest runner-up is her great-great-grandmother, Queen Victoria, who served 63 years. Most Brits today have never known another monarch. A stage and temporary seating had been set up in front of Buckingham Palace this morning in preparation for a concert featuring the likes of rock group Queen, American R&B singer Alicia Keys, and U.S. singer Diana Ross later on. Coming up at noon, some Minnesota state parks now offer all-terrain wheelchairs, allowing people with mobility disabilities a better way to explore the outdoors. But next, weather to plan your day.